What's up, Team Buckhouse? Johnathan Buckhouse here, and it's time for another resort review. This is the video series where we go to a brand new ski resort, we absolutely rip it, we explore it, we see what it has to offer, and we come back here and we give it a score from 0 to 100. Now, the way we're gonna get that score is by going over 10 categories. Each category is gonna get a score from 0 to 10. 0 is not applicable, meaning this resort doesn't have it at all. 1 is terrible, 5 is average, and 10 is best in the world. Now, these are the rules we play by. This is how we're gonna rate a ski resort. So if a resort gets a bad score, it doesn't mean it's a bad resort, and that is why we have a Who is this resort for category. I will tell you who I think this resort is specifically for, so it might be perfect for you instead of like a Colorado resort or something like that. So with all that being said, let's jump into today's video, Sipapu in New Mexico. Now, Sipapu has a top elevation of 9,255 feet, a vertical drop of 1,055 feet, 200 skiable acres, and gets an average of 191 inches of snow a season. So this isn't the smallest ski resort ever, but it's not a big one. Now let's jump into the first category, lift prices. How expensive is it to come snowboard or ski at Sipapu in New Mexico? Well, it's gonna come in at $55 for the day, which is actually pretty incredible for 200 acres of riding and the type of riding you're gonna get here. So when it came to lift prices, I gave them a 7 on the lift prices. Now lodging, if you wanna stay on the ski resort or near the ski resort, they have so many options for you. I didn't really actually notice it when I was there, but when checking online, they literally have every type from hotels to houses to RV spots available for you to stay at the ski resort. So they have plenty of ways for you to stay here, which is actually very important. So when it came to lodging, I gave them a 7 on the lodging. And the reason why that lodging was important is because ease of access is not that easy. So if you flew into Santa Fe, you're looking at an hour and 20-minute drive to Sipapu, but the drive is like kind of very windy and kind of like long with not a lot of stops, just like a neighborhood here or there. It's in New Mexico, so the speed limits are super slow and irritating. And there was only one option for gas, like for that whole stretch of mileage. So I like forgot to fill up in Santa Fe, and then I was just driving and I was like, yo, I need gas. I almost ran out of gas heading to the ski. It was nerve-wracking. So for ease of access, I gave them a 3 on the ease of access. It's not horrible, but it's not the easiest place to get to. But if you're staying there, you don't have to worry about it. Now, if you're wondering why I went to Sipapu Ski Resort in New Mexico, it's because I have a goal to ride every resort in the United States, and the way you guys can track my progress is by going to resortskimaps.com. This is a resort map of every resort in the United States. All of the green resorts are the ones that we have been to, so you can click on them and watch the video there. So if I went to your resort, you can check it out. But if you click on a red resort, nothing's gonna pop up because we haven't been there yet. So click the top right-hand corner and you'll get our resort schedule. You can see where we're gonna ride for this upcoming season. And the reason why that is important is you guys can take off work or skip school or do whatever you need to do to come rip with me, because you guys make the videos better. At Sipapu, we had a crew of locals that absolutely showed us all the best runs, where to go, like what lifts to play with. Like, it was an incredible time and made this resort review better, but also made the vlog better and overall our experience better. So I love ripping with you guys. So thank you to everyone that does come ride with me at your resort. So with all that being said, check out resortskimaps.com. You can waste an hour there checking out all the resorts, watching all the videos and stuff. It is the coolest website in snowboarding. resortskimaps.com. Now lifts, we need to get up the mountain so we can rip it, and they only have 3 lifts and 3 surface lifts. One of their surface lifts is like the coolest thing I've ever experienced. It's a platter, but they like eject you with this like hand pull thing. Here, check it out. Ejectocito, cuz. And the lifty let me do it, which was super cool. We actually lapped that little like surface lift a ton, but overall their chairlifts are kind of older. One's a fixed grip that's kind of newer, and you're gonna get up the mountain, but it's something special. So I gave them a 3 when it came to lifts. Now runs, we got up, we got to get down. How are the runs there? And I was actually surprised. They got to get good tree riding. They got some open areas. They got groomed runs. They got beginner runs. Overall, I wasn't like let down by any of the runs that we were doing. All of them were super fun. We're jumping little like cat tracks and things like that. They also have 42 runs for you to enjoy. So there's tons of variety for you if you're gonna be riding this resort all day. So when it came to runs, I gave them a 4 for runs. Now park, you guys know how much I love riding in the park, so I tend to be a little harder on the parks, even though the local park workers, you know, what are they called? Park crew hooked us up, got us in for the day. Those guys were awesome. And they had an incredible park, super fun features and everything like that. However, every single feature was a ride-on feature, which is pretty tough. Now, I was told that they don't get a lot of snowcat help at this ski resort. All of the features and the jumps and stuff were shovel made by the employees, which is incredible. Overall, the park was fun. You can definitely have a good time there, but I gave them a 3 when it came to terrain parks. Now, if you want to let everyone know you're part of Team Buckhouse, consider snagging an Evolution sticker if you're a skier. We do have a ski version of all of our merch, guys. All of the Evolution stickers, you throw them on the side of your helmet, let everyone know you are a part of Team Buckhouse. It also is how I can afford to do all this traveling to ride all these ski resorts by you guys snagging the merch. So thank you so much for all the people that have. If you do snag any merch, tag me on my Instagram. I'll give you guys gear and sticker shoutouts in the vlogs. And overall, I wouldn't be able to do this for a living without your guys' support. So thank you so much. Now, food. You're going to want to eat on the mountain. We wanted to eat on the mountain, so we did eat on the mountain. And overall, the lodge food was pretty average, you know, what you're gonna expect from a ski resort. Some like hamburgers, hot dogs, pretzels. This isn't like the fanciest food in the world. So I gave them a 5 when it came to food. Now, views and scenery. We went to the top of the mountain, but that's like not the top of the mountain, so you weren't like seeing like peaks and stuff like that. Now, there was a nice view right in front of you when you were riding down of like a smaller mountain, but overall the view, you're kind of like, you feel like you're sunk into the mountain. You're not really seeing what's around, you're just kind of there in the mountains. So when it came to views and scenery, I gave them a 2 for the views and scenery. Now, employees, we don't cover snow conditions because one, we showed up and it was a bad snow year, but they were getting fresh snow, so we actually had a good day of riding fresh POW. But we ride the Midwest, the East Coast, you know, snowstorms can dictate snow conditions, so we just don't cover snow conditions. But we do cover employees because we have had a Keystone employee absolutely ruin our day on the mountain. You can check out the Keystone incident right here. We've also had Keystone employees and other employees absolutely make our time on the mountain. That's why it's important to cover employees, because you could get a rental that's not your size. The guy was just rushing you out, didn't care. On to the next customer type thing, or they took their time, made sure you had the best gear possible, had the best day possible, and that is why we cover employees. So when it came to Sipapu's employees, they were incredible. A bunch of them like got off of work and rode with us when we were there, showed us everything around. The park crew knew we were coming ahead of time. They put in like extra features. They did a bunch of stuff, and overall they were awesome. From the lady in the gift shop that saved my camera that I accidentally left sitting in the lodge, to like the food people, like everyone we interacted with that day was incredible. And then all the employees that rode with us and just overall hyped us up all day. Had to give them a 10. Employees at Sipapu were awesome. Now, the last category, the would I go back factor, because if I want to go back to a ski resort, why would I recommend it to you guys? Kind of, I'm riding a lot of resorts by going to everyone in the United States, but you get what I'm saying. So when it came to would I go back, Sipapu got a 7 on the would I go back. The vibe, the energy, the overall experience at the ski resort was incredible. Everyone was just having a good time, from the kids that I could see riding around to like literally us having a good time. I loved this resort so much. Now, before I tell you the score from 0 to 100, if you enjoyed this video and you want to check out other ones, check out the resort view playlist, or if you just want to see how this resort stacked up to other ones, once again on resortskimaps.com we have the list of every single resort review and the score they got, so you can see how this one compared to other New Mexico resorts, as well as what are the best resorts that we have reviewed. So check out that stuff, and with that, Sipapu out of 100 got a score of smash like a 51 on the review, above average, 1 point above average. 50 is pretty like, you know, the average, you know what I'm saying? So Sipapu absolutely crushed it. The vibe, the energy, once again here, was incredible. So who is this resort for? This is the local mountain. I feel like out of all the kids we rode with it in New Mexico, they're like, Sipapu, like we all go to Sipapu. And like the crew of New Mexico, which was like the only state that I felt like had a true crew from every resort that all banded together and shredded together, this was their like melting pot, their like spot. And so Sipapu is for the locals, and I would say the beginner riders out there, if you want to get into the park or if you want to get onto the mountain, this is a great place. You can get actually really good at riding at Sipapu, from like your first S-turns to like riding your trees for the first time. So with all that being said, Team Buckhouse, thank you so much for riding with me today, and as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving. We'll see you tomorrow with another video. It is daily on this snowboard channel.